Hey there, I'm glad that you're here. Welcome to another whiteboard session with me. So in this video, I'm going to share with you one of the best business advice that I've received so far. And by applying this, how it possibly changed my business. Some of the things that I noticed is people started to value more of my time. I started to attract more of my ideal clients and those who would actually pay a premium price. I started to have less people questioning about my prices. And also I increased my customer lifetime value, my CLV. So I'm not just producing one-off projects. I get to work with my clients over a longer period of time. So let me reveal to you what this business advice that I received. And it's being able to position yourself as the expert instead of a service provider. And I'll explain to you exactly what that means. And what I'm also going to do is I'm going to show you the type of videos that you can create to start positioning yourself as an expert in your market. So I work with a lot of service-based entrepreneurs. So if you're a coach, a speaker, a trainer, a consultant, but also if you sell products, but you've got a personal brand in place as well, then keep watching this video. I'm sure you'll find it very useful. Okay, so what does this mean when you're positioning yourself as an expert and not a service provider? When you're seen as a service provider, people perceive you as someone who's having a lot of time, so they're going to take advantage of that time. They're going to perceive you as someone who is more around talking about the features of your product or your service. When you're an expert, people will perceive you as having less time because you're dedicating more time on high value tasks, and rather than focusing on the features of your products or your service, which actually comes later, they see you as someone who's an expert who can bring results and drive a business outcome for them. And that's really what they're looking for at the end of the day. And I know for me, when I started to position myself as less of a guy with a video camera, but someone who actually is out there to help you create transformation in your business and to help you drive better business outcomes, and that's when everything changed for me, and I started to attract more of those premium clients. So first of all, I'm going to show you how you can do that and how you can present content using video to position yourself as an expert instead of a service provider. There's nothing wrong with being a service provider. It's just more about positioning. I just want to stress that, okay? To be seen as an expert on video, here's some of the type of content that you can create. Number one is, and this is a really big one, is to show yourself in front of an audience. So maybe you're someone who presents on stage, you do public speaking, you run workshops, you do training live in person. Then if the next time that you're going to do that, I really encourage you to take a camera with you, or find someone who can record you on camera so that they can see you giving away doing your presentation in front of a crowd. That really creates a lot of authority, and that's really one of the things that you need to tick off when you're showing up as an expert, is to bring out the authority in your brand. Being in front of an audience shows that you are the expert, and people are there because they want to listen to your expertise. So a video that shows you in front of an audience is really a powerful type of content. Another type of content are educational videos. And you've probably seen a few of these on LinkedIn or on Facebook, where someone gets in front of the camera, talks for about 2 minutes, and gives away free value. So basically, you're addressing a pain point that your ideal audience has, and then you give 1 or 2, 3 tips on that. And you want to keep that short as well. People will only consume short videos, especially on Facebook or LinkedIn or Instagram. And if you want to repurpose that on YouTube, for example, that's where you can create more of the longer version on YouTube, because people are actively searching on YouTube. YouTube is a Google search engine, so that when they're there, they already want to receive all that value. So in terms of the length, you can have longer videos on YouTube. So educational videos, and you've probably seen those square formats where there's the title at the top, a widescreen format of the video that you're presenting in, and the captions underneath. So that's an example. Another type of video to position you as the expert: testimonials or case studies. And I'm surprised that people lack testimonials and case studies on their website, because that's what people are actually looking for. They want to build that trust with your brand. So by having testimonials and case studies will greatly assist in the decision making. Another type of video content that you might consider are behind the scenes. Take people into your world, give them an insight of what the public normally doesn't see. So not only you build that engagement and that affinity with them, then you start building that trust if they see you as the expert in whatever it is that you do, whether with your team, when you're in a strategy session, for example, or you're in a meeting. So it's a great way to position you as an expert. And then one more type of video that I'd like to recommend are simply just live videos. And it's very similar to the educational type of videos where you get in front of the camera and you just deliver free value to someone. What's great about live videos is it's all focused more on engagement. So and you don't have to worry too much about the length of it, as long as you're keeping people engaged. So these are the type of video content that will help you position yourself more as the expert. There's other tips that I want to share with you as well, is to stay on brand. In other words, you got to be consistent. When you're using your brand elements with your colors and your fonts and your logos, these are not your brand, but parts of your brand, but they're still very important. So you want to show up in a consistent way, so people recognize you so much more easily. And when they see you taking care of your brand in that way, then they start to care more for your brand, and they start to look into more about your expertise and how you can help them. Be a specialist, not a generalist. Often, including myself, it's still a challenge to get this right, because we're often tempted to provide as much value as we can and help as much people as we can. But when you become more disciplined in becoming a specialist and showing up with a specific offer, then you start to attract more of your ideal clients. Sometimes the fear in people is they think they're going to miss out on other people they want to serve. Not really. When you're attracting your ideal clients, the other types of people will take more of notice, because you're building more of that momentum. Another really important one is show you understand business. One of the areas that a lot of service-based entrepreneurs focus on is their product and their service, and they get really good at their craft. They get really good at their passion. But when you start showing your audience that you've also got the skills in helping them with the transformation with themselves and with their business, and actually helping them drive a business result, they'll start to take more notice, because that's really what they're looking for. They want a transformation. They want to go from a state where they're unhappy with their situation to a state where they're happy and more fulfilled. So you want to show that transformation and show that you're able to close that gap for them. And then one last thing is really just to deliver more value. If you're only posting nice pictures to make your grid look better on Instagram, or motivational quotes, you're only building the likability factor. You're not building enough trust, because people will trust you more when you're providing value to them and giving them some tips in there to help solve a certain aspect of their situation. So always look to give more value, and you might find that it might take you a little bit longer to create that type of content, but that's definitely worth it. If you're already putting effort in creating content every single day to share quotes, why not spend more time on actually providing more value and probably less content, and you'll find that that's going to work so much better for you in the long run. So that's it. I hope you got a lot of value from today's whiteboard session. If you got any questions or comments, write them below. Also, if you haven't checked out our free training video on how to blow up your brand with strategic video and modern marketing, I'll share the link below. And if you're ready to discuss your business, then I'll share a link to book a date and a time with me as well. If you got any suggestions for my next whiteboard session, I'd love to help out. Just send me a message, and I look forward to catching you there. See ya.